Alrighty, peeps, we're gonna do another talkie vlog while I fish, because one day I'm gonna catch a fish as I do a video. We've got to talk about Letitia James, people. Holy crabapple. For those of you who don't spend all of your time on Twitter, you may or may not have seen this the other day, and I swear to you, I thought it was parody. There was a tweet from one Letitia James, New York Attorney General, and it was just a number. It was a 9-digit number starting with a 457. 457 million, however many hundreds of thousands, and $62. That was the tweet. People were confused. I was confused because I thought it was parody, because I knew what it was referencing. The amount of the bogus award, judgment, disgorgement that Engoron, Nipple Judge Engoron, just issued against Donald Trump last week. The Attorney General of New York has decided that she's going to take to Twitter to troll the man, the people, the group, America as a whole, to troll the man against whom she just got the most ridiculous, bogus judgment ever through the most weaponized, politicized prosecution ever. And if any of you had any doubts as to the political malice, the prosecutorial malice that underlined this case against Donald Trump, well, the communist Letitia James has left no room for doubt. She took to Twitter and just posted the number of the award to Twitter. She's proud of it. And I make the joke, you know, democracy dies not in silence, but with the thunderous applause of commies who approve of this type of overt politicization and weaponization of the judicial process. The next day, by the way, because she thought about it, you know, it was such a good idea. It was so smart. It was so dignified of the profession that the next day she put out another tweet and it was just $114,000 and change. And people were confused. What is this? I knew what it was. What she's celebrating is not just the outrageous $457 million judgment that she got through New York Nipple Judge Engoron, $355 million in disgorgement of ill-gotten gains in a alleged crime for which there was no fraud, no victim. Set that aside. I knew that the $115,000 represents daily interest on that ridiculous award. So the day after she posts that good judgment, very professional, dignified Attorney General tweet of the award, I'm trolling the man that I just screwed. Now I'm going to post the daily interest, because when they get an award, New York State charges some of the highest pre-judgment interest rates of 9%. For every day that that award stands, the state, in theory, is entitled to $115,000, rounding up in interest on that. And there are people out there saying, who thinks Letitia James should do this every day in approval? I'm sitting there saying, yeah, do it every day so that when Trump goes to appeal this, the actual prosecutorial malice, the terrible judgment, the shamelessness of the prosecuting Attorney General will be laid to bear for everyone to see. I don't care if you think you have the most righteous judgment in the world. This is not how anyone in that position should be behaving, should be conducting themselves. There's murderers, cop killers in jail in New York. Is Letitia James tweeting every day, hey, day 1 of your life sentence, day 2 of your life sentence? No. Has she ever done this for anyone else in the state of New York that's been convicted, found liable, subsequent to Attorney General persecution? I'll go out on a limb and say hells to the bells. No. Oh, that was close. It's wild. It's outrageous. And people approve of it like a bunch of barking, smooth-brained seals, not understanding that they are cheering on the demise of the constitutional republic experiment that was America. I mean, I think this decision is getting overturned in appeal. Hope to everything holy that it does, because if it doesn't, the system is done. New York State is done. The constitutional republic that is these United States of America is done when you have states that can go out and prosecute and persecute former presidents, leading candidates for the presidency, political opponents, in what was sold as being a political persecution from the get-go. Don't forget, Letitia James ran her election off the promise that she would prosecute Trump. You know, of course, at first she thought it was money laundering through foreign interests because she thought that domestic banks weren't lending to Donald Trump. Well, when she found out they were lending to Donald Trump at rates that were very good for the banks, well, she had to find a new theory of the case. So it went from foreign money laundering to fraudulent overvaluation of assets to procure unfairly beneficial interest rates from banks who wanted to do it, were repaid in full, were happy about it, and are now in fact frustrated that they can't do business with Trump because of this ruling. And I suspect they're going to be a little bit unhappy when people, one after the other, announce that they're leaving the state of New York, because you can't do business in communist countries, you can't do business in communist states, and you can't do business where they have proudly, overtly announced and celebrated their politicization and weaponization of the judicial system, the prosecutorial system. So that's it. We're going to talk about it tonight with Robert Barnes, because we're going live in, as of now, about an hour. And I got a little more reading to do. And I actually don't mind not catching fish. I just come out here to enjoy the sun. One day I'll catch a fish on camera. Again. But for now, I'll just have to enjoy the sunlight and the sound of the birds chirping. VivaBarnesLaw.locals.com. Viva Barnes Sunday Night Law Extravaganza. Pretty much every Sunday night, 6 o'clock. We are approaching our 200th episode, which at an average of 50 a year, that's 4 years of providing insights and legal analysis to the people. So Sunday nights and daily vlogs, Viva Frei on Rumble, the Viva Frei on Twitter, VivaBarnesLaw.locals.com, where Robert Barnes and I try to make sense of a world that is descending into madness. With that said, everyone, now you know your vlog. Peace out. Can't believe I'm not catching anything. We're done.